So here is, oh, if I can get it onto the screen, there is my moon stuck in place. And you can see that the paper is so thin that the blue is showing through a little bit right here. But that's okay because I'm going to gesso over this. So I thought I'd show you how I'm doing this. Here is the face, and I know that I want it to cover up that knot hole. So it goes right about there. I'm going to lay down some of this. This is matte medium. I'm going to get a nice thin coat, and it's pretty wet. And lay down the face, and then start from the center and move outward. And on the moon, I had to lift up and put it down again because it started to ripple. But once I did that, it seemed to stay in place. So we'll see how it goes with this larger piece. Yeah, this is rippling a lot. So I'm just going to keep lifting and pressing until this flattens out. It's not a really graceful process, but I do end up with a nice flat white area on which to paint. And it's much easier to do it this way than it is to try and paint a background around all of these elements. Oh, getting closer. Got some ripples over on this side. So I'm just going to keep lifting and applying and pressing down until I get this reasonably flat. It doesn't have to be perfect. And if I can, I'm going to keep the wrinkles up in the hair, because that's going to be easy to cover. It's harder to deal with ripples on the face. I think that's pretty good. So, and again, because I've done that lifting and applying matte medium over and over again, there are some places where the background color is coming through a little bit. But again, I'm going to gesso the heck out of this. And I have just enough outline there that I can go back in with a pencil once this is dry and kind of touch up the areas that are getting hard to see before I go on with my next layer. And I'm going to have my pencil out anyway because I need to draw in her neck and her body so that I can gesso that as well. So I let this dry, and I firmed up some of the lines with pencil and then sprayed it down with a little sealer. And I went ahead and roughed in a neck and also a body shape. And now I'm doing a little gesso. And I'm kind of opaquing this whole thing out with gesso because this is her skin, and probably green is not a good base color. But I'm not going to gesso the body because I'm thinking that I'm going to do yellow streaks over the green and just let her body be partly the green background color. I think that will be better than trying to add another color over the top of this green. So her body's kind of taking up more space than I thought it would. So I really don't want to choose another color. I thought maybe her dress was going to be pink, but now I think I'm going to let it be yellow and partly green. So I'm just adding a little gesso to her face because this paper is not a great painting surface. But I'm spreading it out with my fingers so that it's thin enough that I can see the pencil work underneath. So just want a little bit of paintable background, not a ton. And the angle of the light that's lighting my table is showing me where the gesso is and where it isn't, so that I can be sure to get it everywhere. And that way I won't end up with blotchy paint. So once that dries, I can start adding color. And I don't know if you can see it, but her body comes all the way down into this blue. And I still have this sun to go over the top of it. So, yeah, this really isn't in the frame at all, but her body is coming all the way down into this. So I think yellowish streaks, and then the very hard yellow and orange of the sun coming upward will make this a better composition.